And we're live. How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Today is, I'm calling it part one. I changed the name. We talked about this last week, but we started the Engravinator, which is the open source laser engraver that we're building. We started it last week and ran into all sorts of issues. The initial issue we ran into was that I didn't source based off of the links in the BOM. And so these corner brackets that I ordered were too thin for the 10mm screws. So we had to skip the frame. I did get in 50 of the screws of the 8mm, so we're good on that. And then when we got to the printed parts, we tried to do the, I believe it was the X-axis. The PLA parts, the tolerances were off. And when I tried clamping down, because PLA is pretty stiff, it was not being nice, and we split one part, and I think a second part was sort of getting towards splitting as well. So since then, I've done a couple things. I've ordered plenty of screws, so we have plenty of screws. I've ordered extra of these parts, which are the spring nuts, and I've reprinted every single part in PTG. Originally, I was just going to do the motion assembly, which is pretty much all the parts that the LM8U bearings go into. That's where it was really having a tough time, but I figured let's just reprint everything. I've also done a little bit of prep work just because I didn't want you guys to have to just stare at me just basically putting these screws and nuts on. I already prepped all of these, so these are the corner brackets that are gonna hold the extrusions together, and I've already got the first extrusion laid out so that way I don't mess anything like that up. So the goal today is to get the frame done and at least the X-axis and possibly the Y-axis. I only have till 2 o'clock today. Aaron's getting off work early and we're actually going to get our marriage license. So we're super excited, but because of that, I only have till like 2 o'clock sharpish. But how's everybody doing today? Let's see, Eggy's here, Carl's here, Chikaro's here, 3D Print Newbie. I don't think I've seen you in here before, maybe? How's it going? Blake's here, CNC, G Funny, Thomas. I know Lisa's here driving, and we had a viewer, I think from India too, which is really cool. I'm trying to think if I've got any other big updates for everybody. Last week I had mentioned that we were going to be building a 3D printed camera jib so that way it would replace this tripod. And I had mentioned that I was almost done printing everything and I wanted to make a video on it, but I hadn't been able to get a hold of the content creator. Or the model designer / content creator, he is both. Well, I finally did get a hold of him, and he basically just said, sorry, I've been so busy, but absolutely, you can make a video on my model. So I'm excited about that. I don't exactly know when because we have a pretty full schedule, but I am excited that we can actually make a video because it's a very cool project, and I just finished printing out the last couple of pieces. This is like one of the arm portions of it, so these all attached to each other, one more on top, and then it's gonna be insane. It's gonna be a super cool project. I'm glad all the printing is done, roughly 3 kilograms. I think a little over 3 kilograms because they had 1 or 2 little issues early on. And yeah, we'll be doing that as well. Hey, Pie's here. Hey, thanks, Chikaro. Yeah, we're excited. We're super excited. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Anyone that wasn't here last week, I just will do a quick overview of, again, kind of what this is. Let me make sure you guys can see this 1 second. And then we'll dive right in because I really want to get some progress. Awesome. Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, and again, I know most of chat was here, but if anyone watches this in the future, this is the Engravinator. It is a fairly small footprint, open source laser engraver. A couple of use cases I have for it is one, it's portability. Two, this is my living room and the only place I have to work with 3D printers or machines. And so having a diode laser engraver, the standard ones that are pretty large format isn't ideal for me. And building an enclosure, it would have to be something I could easily tear down because I just don't have a place to store it. So having something small that I can still do some little engravings on is great. And the fact that it uses so many 3D printed parts is also awesome. I love showcasing practical 3D printing, and to me this is awesome. Like using a 3D printer and some tools to make another machine is kind of what originally got me so excited about the technology, is just what you can do with it. So it's also just, I think, a fun project. There is There's not kits for it. At one point there was kits, but they're not doing kits anymore. But there is a BOM where you can source everything, which is what I did. The BOM does use like quality components like Masumi for a lot of the stuff and sort of name brand components, and it can get pricey because of that. So I did source some of the stuff there, but most of the stuff I got is from AliExpress just because I was trying to keep the cost down, and it still wasn't cheap. Like I think I'm at least at $300, which you can definitely get a fully built laser engraver for that, but then you don't get the fun of being able to build it yourself and kind of learning, you know, how it all works. And it is also, because it's open source, it's something that's super customizable if there is something you wanted to tweak or change on it. So with that being said, let's see. Looking forward to the video. Yeah, the camera mount's gonna be awesome. Let's watch your videos all the time, but first time live stream. Oh, sweet. Well, I'm glad you made it. I've been trying to get people over here, but at the same time, not probably promoting it as much on the main channel as I should be, but we're about to cross 700 subs, which is super exciting. So I'll probably do a similar thing to what I normally do, which is where we'll go back and forth between screen sharing and you guys actually looking at what I'm doing. So again, the first part is just the frame. There's no 3D printed parts. It's just these 2020s and these corner brackets. I've already got all the parts out. I'm pretty much right. This is done. This is where I need to go right now. So we'll slide these in, tighten them up a bit, and then we'll work on squaring the frames. So I'm also gonna bring chat closer so I can see what you guys are doing. There we go. I'm trying to think what's the best camera view for you guys. Let's see, maybe side camera? Yeah, that's pretty good, I think. How's everybody's week been going? I have not made a bunch of progress on the switch wire, which I had started printing out parts for. I'm done with all the accent parts, and then I printed out, I need to loosen this a little. No. I printed out the, this needs to go the other way. I printed out part of the stealth burner is what I was trying to say, the faceplate portion of it, but I need to print out some more stuff for that as well. So I'm hoping that I'll get a chance to do that. I've actually been doing a ton of printing on the Under 7. The review for that is probably gonna be coming out not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Long story short, for anyone that wants to know, it's been a really big disappointment. I had pretty high hopes for it. Like when we built it on stream, everything went relatively smoothly. And even the first print, I know that Aggie spotted it and a few other people pointed it out, but there was some interestingness with some of the extrusion, but I thought, it's just, you know, it was printing fast. It's just the first print. Come on. But yeah, it has not gotten any better, and I've spent a lot of time. Why is this not? There we go. I spent a lot of time troubleshooting it. Actually, I've swapped out a bunch of pieces. I'm trying to think what all things I've done. So I checked the Bowden tube and reseated the Bowden tube, cut the end of it to make sure it was sitting flush, swapped out the nozzle, made sure the bed had smooth motion. Where are all the things? I've done a lot of things to it. Checked the extruder, checked the set screws on the Z motor. There's just like weird stuff going on. I mean, again, you guys will see in the full review, but basically, there's two things that are happening. One of them is, this ran out of filament, but one of it is really inconsistent extrusion. So I thought originally maybe it was Z-axis related, but like there's just like these layers where it looks like it's extruding too much, or that it's not, almost like the Z-axis isn't lifting fully. So there might be some kind of underlying issue with the Z-axis, but on top of that, if you look at the top of all these prints, it's got some serious under extrusion going on as well. And I thought maybe it was heat creep, so I tried, I don't normally do temp towers. I like never do temp towers. I did temp towers, retraction towers, different temps. I threw PTG at it to see if like with the higher temp material, if, you know, if it wouldn't have the issues, but it didn't seem to matter what I tried. I just could not get what I would consider acceptable quality for a $700 printer, which is really, really disappointing. I do think that the machine itself has some potential for someone that knows going into it that they're gonna need to swap some stuff. Like, I think if you took the Ender 7, threw on like a LGX and a different hot end, that it can probably be a beast of a machine, but I would only recommend it if that's what your intentions are. Which sucks. You calibrated E-step. I did calibrate E-steps. Sorry, I didn't mention that. That was one of the first things I tried because I saw, man, these are not going in super smooth. Because I saw, sorry, trying to think and talk. There we go. Yeah, because I saw this sort of weird extrusion factor going on, I did do the E-steps. That was a long time ago, before I did any of the other troubleshooting. So yeah, it's really disappointing. And then I mentioned that I don't ever really watch other content creators' reviews on a machine that I'm going to be doing until after. We'll have to square these in a little bit. But in this case, I did watch a couple other people's reviews because I was wondering, like, is it just a lemon that I have possibly? And then I watched at least 2 or 3 other people's reviews. I didn't actually watch every part of the review. I was really just looking for what does the print quality look like? And I saw pretty bad print quality on most people's reviews. Like 3D Printing General had one. The print quality was very subpar. And at least I think I was Hoffman Engineering, I think, had one. And so I'm confident in saying that it's the machine. I tried, yeah, I tried a lot of things, guys. I tried slowing down speeds. It's just, I don't know. The extruder to me is just kind of like their standard extruder, but almost like an upgraded one. So it's aluminum dual gear. So, you know, it's never been anything special, but I don't think it's the extruder. I think it might have something to do with the actual hot end design on this particular printer. So, but yeah, I'm much happier with the. Let me see, how do I want to do this? I'm much happier with the Ender 3 S1 so far. So far that seems to be a pretty solid machine for someone that kind of wants an Ender 3 that doesn't want to do upgrades to it on the, maybe, yeah, you know, doesn't really want to do upgrades to it. No, the S1's solid. I mean, at least so far, the S1's solid, Iggy. It's just the, did I make sure I'm doing this correctly? Yep. Yeah, so far, I'm liking the Ender 3 S1. It seems like a solid machine. But yeah, the Ender 7, you know, again, there's some good things to say about it, for sure. But I just think that it's not where it needs to be, which sucks. There's definitely kind of like, I try not to,
Adult beverage money for you and Daryl. Congrats.
G funny. I couldn't see it, it's so quick. 1 sec. G funny, $20 tip. Adult beverage money for you and Aaron, congrats. Hey, thank you very much, man. I will, we'll go out for a beer after and celebrate then. What did I just, oh, I moved chat. Thanks, G funny. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't talk too much. Like I'd say this channel gets a lot more, you know, personal stuff because it's live and like Aaron comes in, Aaron comes out and stuff like that. But I feel like I've announced it before, but yeah, we're April 25th is when we're getting married, so we're excited. And then as soon as we get married, the focus is gonna shift towards us moving because we're leaving California and we're going to Idaho. So it's gonna be a crazy couple of months here. Okay, so everything is in. It is definitely not square. Let let me grab. I need to loosen you. Oh, we're talking about the Ender 7. Yeah, I saw the first vid of it from 3D Pretty Nerd, and he also had bad quality. Wasn't square. Yeah, this was the first video I saw on it too. I had high hopes. I don't know, like I don't mind their This is tough. I actually watched Nero's latest video on squaring a frame, and he mentions that it's nice to have like 3 hands, and I'm feeling it right now. Trying to hold the square. That doesn't seem totally square. Nope. Okay, which one? This one. So I'm gonna have to do it one axis at a time. Okay, that's much better. Maybe one more time. That's pretty damn square. All right. And then this one, I'm gonna square this one too. This one is more of a push, so let's see. All right, one corner down. Hopefully if we do this right now, later on, we'll be thankful. That one needs a little bit. Ender 7 is Bowden. Yeah, thanks, Aki. Yeah, 2 months, it's insane. Originally, we had planned to get married in, August. Sorry, I'm trying to double task here. Yeah, we had planned to get married in August, and I don't know what the heck I was thinking, because our lease is up in the end of August. So, like, I had a realization maybe like 4 or 5 months ago that that's insane. The idea of getting married and then within the, those 30 days also trying to sell as much of, the stuff that we have here that we can't take with us and figure out where we're going to live, it just seemed crazy. And so instead we decided to up it to April. And so yeah, it's been quite literally like just so fast. It's been going by so quick. It's still not perfect on this side. This one. Right? Yeah, it's this one. Nope. There we go. Perfect. Weddings and moving are stressful enough on their own, right? Yeah, I mean, we've only moved very locally before, so I have no idea what moving to a different place is going to be like in terms of logistics and stuff like that. And we're also, we're trying to get rid of as much of the things we have that we possibly can, because right now, I mean, there's renting cars everywhere. At least, I don't know globally, but in the United States is crazy expensive. And because so many people are leaving California where we're at, it's way more expensive to, oh, that's nice. Ta-da, one's done. It's way more expensive to, it's way more expensive to get a bigger U-Haul, obviously. Like I think the cheapest we found a U-Haul right now, which is the smallest size, is $2,000, and that's not including like, you know, gas or anything like that as well. So and it goes up by like $500 each size. A couple of my friends were saying that the better idea is to take a flight to where you're going, take a U-Haul from there, drive it to where you live, and then drive it back to where you're going and leave it there. That way it's in town. Like, I mean, you have to pay for the miles, obviously, which is a possibility. But yeah, because of how many people are leaving California versus coming currently, it's much more expensive to take a U-Haul out of California. If you're bringing them back in, it's way less expensive. When my brother moved back here from out of state, they actually paid him to attach a U-Haul to the back of the van, just so that way they'd have another trailer. Just want to make sure I've got everything lined up correctly. All right, we'll move this. Move this right here for now. It's cheap. Everyone's moving. Yeah, it's funny. We actually looked at Texas at one point. We were about this close. Can you see that? Yeah, this close to moving to Texas last year when our lease was up. We didn't do it because I didn't think that my job at the time would let me stay on.
So excited and happy for you and Darren.
Is that Lisa? It'll be nice when it's built in with Super Chat so I can see everything. Where is it? Lisa, $10 tip. So excited for you and Aaron. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're a whole lot of things. I mean, there's definitely an element of like there's a bit of anxiousness and, you know, and excitement because we've just both only lived here and we don't have any family where we're going. So it's going to be a whole lot of adjustment, but we think that long term we'll both be happier and it'll be better for our future family. So we're excited, and the adventure of it. I've been making jokes to her and saying that, well, I don't know how much I'm joking, but when we move out there that I'm going to get a kayak and pick up kayaking and then also pick up archery. I was like, I'm going to be your, you know, modern day Robin Hood. So yeah, I'm excited. I love, I'm a huge outdoors person. My family raised me on hiking and camping and fishing and, you know, all those things. And so the idea of having hopefully a lot more of that, I'm just going to not even worry about scoring these right now and just get them in place, is super exciting. Thank you again for the tip, Lisa. And hopefully you got to your destination and you aren't driving. Yeah, that is what people have told me too. Funny that not just with Vegas, but other places like Arizona. I think that's what actually Aaron's sister moved to Arizona. I don't know, like it's time flies, maybe 4-ish months ago, and I think they did the same thing where they drove a car out. I'm pretty sure at least. Yeah, it's just strange. Do we have a delivery? Come on. Feeling like Happy Gilmore again when he's yelling at the golf balls. Like, are you too good for your home? I found out the hard way that budget truck rentals are smaller. I found out the hard way that budget truck rentals are smaller trucks than those of all the others. Budget truck rentals. Oh, you mean like budget truck rentals? Do you mean like the company Budget Truck Rentals? 'Cause I think that's actually like the company. I learned archery as a kid. The bows that adults can use are much nicer. Yeah, I'm excited actually. We're going to, I've been saying for a while I wanted to try out archery. And I did it when I was really little. I was in Cub Scouts. I only was in it till probably 10 maybe, and we did archery there as well, just with like hay barrels. And I remembered, the little bit I remember of it was that it was a lot of fun. And so I didn't realize that one of our friends had gotten us 1 hour private lessons. There's like an actual archery range out here. And so before the stream started today, I actually called to try to schedule it. And it was funny, the dad, I guess, answered, and he said, oh, you could tell he's kind of an older guy. He said, oh, did you get it off Groupon? And he said, I don't know nothing about that. That's my daughter. So I'm going to call back later. But he sounded nice. It was just funny. I'm assuming that maybe like this place is like, you know, he started it maybe and it's been like in the family. But yeah, I'm excited. The bows look awesome. I actually feel like I saw somebody that created or tried to create a bow out of 3D printing. Maybe I'm wrong, but does anyone see that? I don't remember if I think it was more of a toy bow now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think I would. I would be really skeptical to trust a 3D printed bow just because of the amount of pressure, the bend force. Yes. All right. Okay, so we'll tighten up this last corner here. Sorry, you guys are just looking at my arms. Does this, can you guys, let me know in chat, does this camera angle suck or is it fine? Like I can do this one if it's better for you guys. Nope, that's not it. This one, is this better? This camera on the left's better quality, but I just realized my arm's probably in your guys's, in your view for most of it, so let me know. Genga, Smokey, I am reading this all bad. Genga Boy Smokey, cheers, I'm going to sleep to your stream. It's 2 a.m., much love. Awesome, man. Well, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great night's sleep. How much top layer did you have on that snake? It had to have been at least 4 top layers. It was like 20% infill. Let me go, okay, this is better. Okay, we'll leave it on this for now, but let me show you this again. So yeah, this was 20% infill, 4 bottom, 4 top layers. And you're just like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, dude, that's heavily, I don't know how well it's picking up a camera, but it's heavily under extruded. So there's an under extrusion problem that's happening, and it seems to be happening sporadically, which I don't understand. But like I said, I've tried just about everything. I've tried speeds, I've tried dialing in the material, I've tried different materials, I've changed the nozzle, I've checked the Bowden tubing, I've checked the motors, like I've calibrated E-steps. I just, you know, it's gotta be, there's just something going on maybe with, I think it's the hot end. I really think the hot end is the primary culprit. I don't know if it's just like partial jamming itself or if it's got some weird sort of heat creep stuff going on, but like, it's bad looking. I mean, this is a vase too, and at first I was like, oh, it doesn't look that bad, but if you look, like, I don't know how to pick it. Yeah, there's a under extruded layer right there. Up top right here, there's another under extruded layer. Like everything's like this, like under extrusion, bulginess, like weird stuff going on. I mean, this was the first print that we started on stream, and even this one, if you look at his shoulders, you can see the under extrusion was present from the second I built this thing and we started printing it on stream. And I didn't even notice it at first, because looking from the front on, you can't really tell that it's got that going on, but once you look at the top angle, it really starts to stand out. So yeah, I just think that the design isn't great. And again, to rule out that it was just a me thing, this one looks great. Okay, cool, we'll do overhead then. Thank you. I don't know what's best. You guys gotta tell me what you want. Yeah, to rule out that it was just a me machine thing, again, that's why I decided to look at some other people's reviews, and I saw the same thing. I was looking at the quality, I'm like, that looks bad. Like, it doesn't look good. Like, yes, maybe for like a rough draft quality, if you just want speed and you don't care about quality at all, maybe, but build a Voron or I don't know. I think it can make for a good project printer if that's what you want. Like, I think that, again, you throw an LGX on there with a quality hot end, and it's probably a solid machine because it's very rigid. Oh, and then my head's gonna be in the freaking way. I'll try to keep my head out of the way. It's very rigid, the frame, which is a plus, and it is a Core XY, which is a plus. And what else? What else? Cable management's nice. It's 24 volts. I feel like I'm missing things right now. I don't know. It's not like, there's a lot of things about it that I don't think are bad at all, but the, is it not? Oh no, that is. It's just me. That is. There's a little. I feel like I need to flip it over. No, I tried. So I did a temp tower Iggy, which is not something I normally do because for PLA I normally print at 220, and if there's some weird thing going on, I am not doing this well. If there's some weird thing going on, then what I'll do is I will lower it to 215, and that's like nearly always worked. And so in this case, I did do a temp tower, and found that 210 was the sweet spot as far as like the temp tower goes. And I can't multitask right now at all. But yeah, basically, long story short, I tried a huge range of temperatures, and it wasn't a heat thing. I think I'm being a little bit overly paranoid about this frame. I think it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong, is that I need to be having it a little bit tighter before I try to square it. So weird that these little extrusions feel like they're fighting to be squared. That seems better. Yep. Last one. That's totally what's causing it. All right. So you want them to be pretty tight. That's pretty flat. You want them to be nearly tight, the screws, but still have a tiny bit of place. That way you can square it. But what I realized on this one is if they were loose and I'd square one side, tighten it, then tighten the other one, it has too much pull still available for the screw to be able to pull in the frame. Oh, Lisa got to her destination. Hi, Lisa. How's progress going on the printer? Last I saw, I think you were scaling. I think you were scaling up, right, to 102%. Okay, these feel flat. I think we're good. Okay, so that was the first little section. Let's see what's next. Desktop. Okay, it is extremely important. Oh man, it says to square them across from each other. It's probably what I should have done. I think we're gonna be okay. But yeah, that probably would have been smarter. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see. Lay down, repeat, we've done that. Complete the frame. So now we need the 240s. I've already done that part. So on the 240s, no, I lied. I didn't do all this. 2, 4, 6, 8. It must say repeat as well, maybe. Yeah, repeat the process. I lied, so I do need 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I'll do these real quick. Now let's go overhead. Yeah, I've adjusted the extruder. I've adjusted the extruder spring as well. It's definitely got plenty of tension on it. Yeah, I pretty much ruled out the extruder, Eggy. I mean, again, unless there's an actual issue with the stepper motor itself, which is possible. I won't fully rule that out, but I'm just saying, like, I've tested out a lot of printers over the years, and the amount of times the stepper motor has been bad, I don't know that I could even say once. Like, it's just so rare. I mean, I guess the drivers I have seen on occasions, but yeah, I don't feel like it's an isolated incident because of my little bit of, what am I doing? So I need 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6. What am I doing? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Because I did my little bit of snooping around after my experience with this, I don't think it's just a setting thing or like a small thing like that. Ooh. Because of how many other prints I saw that just didn't look good. The couple of videos I saw that were like, yeah, the prints look pretty good. Like, the camera wasn't clear, so I couldn't really tell that it actually looked good. But the videos where I could see detail, they either announced to themselves that, yeah, the quality was kind of eh, or you could blatantly see it, so. Scaled it up, had to drill out 2 of the smooth rod holes because one was fine, other slightly small. Huh, but were you able to get them on after? Hope you're all doing well. Watching it. Thank you, Lisa. You guys, I think it was last week, everybody was like super optimistic and it made me so happy because it just was rough. Like, I mean, I felt like I was trying to be, you know, as optimistic as I could, but I was definitely bummed. I was really excited to make some progress on it. And then, you know, after figuring out that the screws I had were incorrect and then the printed parts were all not working, I was like, man, this is kind of a downer, but I really enjoy hanging out with everybody too. And I'm excited to just continue doing it and figuring out ways to make it better, make it more interesting, keep finding projects that I think will be cool to share, and hopefully, you know, hopefully there are things within here that are informational. I kind of also figured it's a cool time where, like, if anybody has a question, or, you know, has watched a video on the main channel and like just wants to say like, hey, when you said this, like, it's just a good time to like get a hold of me, you know, like this is everyone's time. So, plus I really enjoy it too. I've learned a lot actually from you guys in chat right now, as well as from the Discord, a ton of things. So thank you to everybody that hangs out, provides feedback, tells me what I'm doing right, tells me what I'm doing wrong. You know, it's incredibly useful for myself as well. So try to do this as quick as I can for you guys, because I know this is boring. I thought I had enough, but I was wrong. Oh. Let's see. The only thing I think about is the hot end is bad. To see that, you need to pull it apart. So yeah, very strange. Yeah, even if I pull the hot end apart, I don't know that I'd be able to see that it's bad, Iggy. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure I did pull it apart or get some shots of it, maybe. But like, just looking at it, inspecting it, I'm just like, yeah, it's a hot end. So I don't know, again, you know, whether it's just that I don't know if it's an internal thing. It wasn't machined well. I don't know. It's a bummer though. But yeah, again, on a positive note, you know, their Ender 3 S1, the first print off of it was beautiful, and my time so far playing around with it, it seems like a solid upgrade as like a next generation, you know, to the Ender 3. Yes. Oh, well, I gotta go take a shower and go to sleep. Tomorrow school's, yeah, have a great night. Awesome, Iggy. Well, thanks always, man, for stopping by. Have a great day, and hopefully I'll catch you next week. DC's back. What? What's all wrong? You talking about what I was saying about the Ender 7 or something different? Yeah, I bet you're. When did you get the kit in, Lisa? It's been a couple of weeks, right? Sorry, kind of late. No worries, man. You're here now. How's your projects going, DC? Did you get the Rapido? I think it's called the Rapido. Did you get it swapped in? Also, what are you lasering, Carl? I saw you said you were just getting ready to play around with your laser. Is a specific project you're working on, or just more just playing around? Why is this? I don't know if it's the nut. Oh no, it's fine. Okay, got that. So now we just need to do some prep. Okay, we did that. Now we need to do this. So basically, side top, other side, yada yada. Let's see. Take the remaining brackets, insert a single bolt, then twist on a spring. One of each. Two brackets are shown. They should be 90 degrees opposite each other with the same orientation on both sides. Make sure each bracket is flush with the end of the extrusion. It shouldn't be that difficult. I think, I almost wonder if I should stand it up, because this marble will probably help with that. Or I just put the square on the bottom with the end of the extrusion. Tighten the bolts so they won't move easily. Oh, but not all the way. Okay, so I won't square them. Starting with one side frame. Okay, we're just gonna start with this. Then I can't think too far ahead. We'll just start with this overhead. Water. There we go. I saw you guys, Iggy and DC harping on each other in the Discord the other day. You guys been playing on PC, or what are you guys playing? We'll just kind of put these on like that. Wait, did I goof or no? Because I don't see bolts on the bottom of this picture now that I'm looking at it. Oh, I did kind of. Yeah, I did kind of goof. Okay, so the only thing I goofed on is that these bolts on the other side don't need to go on yet, so that way we can kind of square it. Brain farting. There we go. We'll do side cam for right now because I feel like this is up close and personal. And then let me see if I adjust this like that, you guys can see. Then I'll do overhead when I move a little bit higher up. Then chat keeps moving. You know what? I know what I'm gonna do. This is what I did last week. Why am I not thinking? I'm gonna make this half of the screen, like so. Make chat over here. Let's see. One second. I'm getting so close to. You think I would have this figured out by now? Okay, sweet. I think I've got everything how it needs to be. This can go a little smaller. Okay. Well, if I hadn't decided to include other mods, I would be up and going. But classic, dude. Oh man. What are you adding? What are you adding to it, man? You know, I need to loosen. Loosen that. Now that it's on there, we will tighten it, but not overly tight. And then we're gonna take off the ends so that way it'll be easier to square it. And it looks like that's what we're supposed to do. Oh, the screw is totally stuck in there. Get out! There we go. Okay, just leave that like that for now. Okay, so we'll start off by just doing that on all of them to get us at least there. Let's see. Yes, 3 weeks. It's rather frustrating. So many things have taken so much longer to do than they should have. If it makes you feel any better at all, then literally that's the case on every project that I do. I always think like, you know, like I've got, you know, I mean, this is a perfect example of it. You know, thinking like, oh, this will be kicking butt, and you know, I had to take a week to reprint all the parts out and order more parts. So I feel like it kind of I mean, it just happens, you know, so much. But it is frustrating every time. There's no doubt, especially like, you know, you want to get it up and built, and Yeah, but either way, I'm hoping that the end is nearing as far as, you know, kind of issues you're running into. Let's see. Too much is normal. Breaking up. What are you building, G Funny? Keeps trying to get me to play Roblox. He won't play the good games. Oh man, that's funny. Why is his name slipping my mind? In our Discord. Oh, there we go. Dutch developer, either works for Roblox or is like contracted in with Roblox. He's posted some stuff. I've never played. I don't really know much about it, to be perfectly honest with you. We went to a pretty local. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing here. We went to a pretty local bar the other day. I was supposed to go with a buddy of mine, but he couldn't go. So Aaron's been wanting to go, and I was like, hey, let's go grab a drink at this place. And it's pretty cool. It's like video game themed, and they had a bunch of Twitch streams on in one of the rooms there. And I got to see somebody playing PUBG, and that was something that I played a lot when it first came out. A ton, actually. I really enjoyed that game. It was like pretty kind of like buggy, I guess, and not very like clunky in general when I played it, but it was just fun. It was with, we pretty much always had a full 4-man, and so playing with your buddies in that game, like, it was just so many laughs. You know, just a couple simple, oh my god. Well, the Enraged Rabbit is for fun though, right? Like that, I wouldn't think that you're planning on using that for like any work things, right? It's just purely for fun. Why are you going in sideways? Okay. Well, at least if you do that, when it finally comes time for me to build one, you'll be an expert, man, and I can ask you about everything, because I've seen a little bit of stuff on it. I've watched a couple portions of the streams when Nero was doing them, and it just seems like a lot. It looks awesome. It looks like a ton of fun, which is why I want to do it. I think I'll learn a lot about Clipper and the macros and multi-material from a single head, because I've never used the tool changer, and I only use the palette a little bit. So I think there's a lot of cool things, and it's definitely worth doing, but I think that is going to be an incredibly challenging build. Just based off what I'm seeing. If I'm wrong, I will be super happy, but I just don't see it. This does. I too am doing the same. Did you get the Micron built yet? I had to reprint some of the parts as they have changed since I originally printed the... Oh snap, you did have a Micron. You never built your Micron, did you, DC? I feel like I remember you talking about it, but I don't remember you ever saying you built it. Just working on getting the LGX light mounted and doing the bed mod. Yeah, I think you posted your Micron the other day on Twitter. It looks good. It looks really, really good. It is for work, but a different sense of normal for the most part. Oh, gotcha. A lot of the things I've seen, and not all of them, but like it seems like they've required some level of human intervention. Like, I don't know whether it's just an issue with the retraction or the beading or whatever on the end of it. But, you know, in those cases, they're pretty complex models that have like maybe hundreds or thousands of swaps. So if you're just looking to, you know, like, hey, this print needs like 4 swaps, it probably wouldn't be nearly as bad. The only thing I would wonder though, you would be losing more filament though, right? Because I would think that you would still require a purge tower, which if you do a filament swap normally by hand, you don't need to do that because you just purge it, you know, grab the filament. But if you're doing it via slicer and it's a tall print, I would think it's gonna have to, you know, do the whole purge tower. And since it can't do it in the air, it would have to start at the base. That was my original one. Oh my God. Is it for personal? G-Funny, are you building it for a friend or something like that? The original one looked awesome. Okay, let me take off one more on all of these. The good news is we are probably, okay, so we're only an hour in, cool. And we're probably more than half done with the frame, I would think. Once I get these little side pieces on and we clamp these on, I think we're moving on to the X carriage, so. I'm gonna have to put these back on too, which is a little annoying. I should have looked at the instructions first, but okay. So now we'll just go ahead and slide these on the end. Let me see if I can get you guys a little further back because I still feel like camera's a little bit close for you to be able to see what's happening. Yeah, there we go. All right. I feel like you were the one that told me, DC, that you can just drop these in. You can just drop these in. Why am I going from the sides? Or maybe you can't fully drop them in? Or can you with the spring? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced fully. I'm just gonna keep sliding them. They're just like a little bit troublesome to get in. I'm gonna pick this up, guys. I'm trying to do it where you guys can see it, but it is way more difficult. Or maybe it's just me. There we go, thank you. And I put it in the wrong side. Oh man, no, it's definitely me. There we go. All right. Loosely tighten that. Rinse and repeat. Let's see. That first build was a dev machine. The new build is a kit. Oh, interesting. Wait, are you part of... dev machine. Are you part of like Voron team, like the development team aspect or the testing side of things? Or do you mean like it was kind of like a beta-ish release? I feel like I'm not a huge fan of this track or this album. I'm gonna swap it over to. I'm gonna swap the music. Let's do this album. I think it's way chiller. It's just too intense. Malcolm's here. Hey, what's going on? No, I wouldn't say that you missed too much. We got basically the bottom and the top frame put together and squared. Now we're working on the, I guess 4 posts of it. And then once that's done, we should be moving on to the x-axis. So we're making some progress. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Beta testing for part and faster fitment. Ah, gotcha, okay. Is the Micron something that they're still going to be doing, like, is that a completely separate side project where they're going to be doing more and more revisions and things like that to it, or is it basically like they're saying, no, it's done, like this is it? Because it's a separate team, right? Like it's not truly Voron. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know. Let's see. Come on, guy. They're definitely not as bad as the Voron Zero working with those little parts, but they're not super fun either. Don't you dare be stuck. It's totally stuck. Okay, so I'm realizing it seems to be much easier for me to put them in this way. Thumb like that, finger like that. Slide. Okay, sweet. All right, last two. What a mood shift in terms of the music, right? It was like hype music almost. And now it's like super mellow. I'm gonna go to the overhead cam in a sec too. All right. Okay, overhead. So that is done. There's always quality of life changes being made and mods being created. It's a very active project right now. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I could see, at least from the outside, it just seems like it takes some of the best things of the 2.4, like the flying gantry, and the adorableness and awesome looking printer of the 410 and merges them. So I can definitely see like why, why it's such a popular project. So I've got pegs on here, meaning it's not going to be super easy to square all this. I feel like best way might be, let's see. If I go like this, it's probably going to be as good as I'm going to be able to get it. Try to find a way that's going to be less awkward to do all these. There we go. Okay. I almost don't know if I want him. Once we get beyond the frame, I think it'll be pretty fun. I think it's just this frame portion that's kind of like, eh. Yeah, it's not very square. I almost think I should just... If the corner brackets didn't have these little sort of like, I don't know how to describe them, little like little portions that are sticking out or registration portions, then it would be a lot easier to just tighten it up against this. But let me see if I look at... I feel like I could just square it once it's all together. So I don't think I'm going to worry about squaring all the ends right this second. What we do need to do is, let's see, make sure each bracket is flush to the end, tighten the bolts, that way easily, but not all the way. On each side frame, insert 2 spring nuts and each corner is shown. So okay. So we'll do this part next. So DC, you must be right in that you can drop these guys in. Let me see if I get a screw. I don't know. Am I crazy? It definitely seems wedged in there now, which I don't know if that's a good thing. So we go down at an angle. It's weird, it like almost seems like it would work, but it doesn't seem to allow it to slide at all. Oh wait, no, it totally does work. No, you're right, DC. Sorry I doubted you. This one's being weird though. Let's see if I can get this one unstuck. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I got it now. Thank you. That makes it a whole new world. Yeah, it was when I was putting them in just with my hand and not doing that with this screw. They were still kind of at an angle and not moving. But yeah, it seems like you said, once you screw into them and you kind of use that to pop them in the whole way, then you're good to go. So that's awesome. Yeah, I like these even more now. Nope, I put that one in the wrong way. Shoot. There we go. Oh. I think I got it. Yep. Oh, cool. Even just using the end of the screwdriver, you can just push them in. Yeah, I guess just since I hadn't used them before, I didn't realize that you had to put that force. It must be when you're putting the force downward, it must be that it's compressing that spring, right? It's in sort of the ball. And so when you push it, it gives you that wiggle room. I really like these now. I know I said that last time, but like I really like these. I thought it said to always have the ball facing towards the inside. Is it not the case anymore? Earlier in the build, I'm nearly positive it said that. But they don't have it like that in their photos. So we'll try it like this. So on these ones, the compression ball is on the outside. Or facing towards the outside of the extrusion. All right, that one's done. Let's do this one. Same exact thing, except hopefully we're a little bit quicker now. Just pop in, use this to get out. No. All right, come on. Come on, guy. Okay, that one's being a complete jerk. Not you too. Maybe it's angle? Okay. All right, we good. Last 4 go on the ends. Dude close to me selling a pickup bed full of extrusions. Wish my budget had a bit more wiggle room. Damn. Did you, does it say where he got them from? In the Discord, Unnamed Alien posted a photo of like the biggest extrusion I've ever seen. Yeah, extrusions are so handy. Are they like really jacked up, or are they pretty clean extrusions? And also, what size? You don't have to have all these. You don't have to have all these issues to just make me feel better. just trying to, trying to ease the pain. That's all. All right, that looks good. Something industrial. I think they. Oh, gotcha. How would Imperial? What are the size? Like, would they still be 2020s, but in Imperial units, or are they kind of like a completely different standard in terms of the sizes? I mean, I still feel like you could adapt, whatever you would want to work with them. I just don't know. I've only used like the, I guess, metric extrusions. All right. So let's see if there's anything I'm screwing up on. So that looks good. And now it's time to just screw things in. So one edge, then the second edge, and then drop the top. All right, take the remaining 16 extrusion brackets, insert slide 2, we did that. Make sure each bracket is flush. The end of the extrusion, we haven't fully done that, but we'll make sure it's all square after. On each side, insert 2 spring nuts. We did start with one side frame assembly, match up the extrusion, each corner, insert the remaining bolt. Okay, cool. Let's do side cam for this. I think it's gonna be easier for everyone to see what the heck's going on. Oops, I maybe just zoomed. There we go. Okay, so these are, how tall are these? Can you guys see? You guys can't see the top, but I guess you don't need to yet. All right. So I'm not actually going to heavily tighten anything. We're just gonna get everything seated, and then we'll figure out that after, which is the last step of the frame. Um, 3 inches by 1.5. Oh, close to 80/40. A lot of girthy 2 inches. And you just got a pile of what looks like 20, 40, 36. You'll probably need to bring calipers, English. Ah, gotcha. Are you going to pick up some of them then? Just not all of them? Or are you gonna let it pass? Or it just depends. Yeah, we'll square this up. We'll square this up after. Hey DC, do you know if Fabrico sells either the LGX or the LGX Lite. I haven't looked for them on their website yet. Okay, so we've got 2 on, the other 2 on. You know what? I feel like you guys should be able to see the whole thing. Yeah, there we go, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. It would be sick to throw an LGX on this Ender 7 because I think you missed my whole rant about my experience with the Ender 7, but it's been anything but stellar. I'll have a full review on it not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, but it's just, there's issues. And I think that swapping out the hot end an extruder for like an LGX with, I mean, whatever, could make it a pretty solid machine, and then like slap clipper on it. I want to build a DIY CNC using cast iron machine tables, so probably pick up a half-dozen bars. Nice. I've been collecting any free cast iron machines I can get, mostly jigsaws and table saws. You said you have one of the, you talked about it briefly last week, but you have a milk crate CNC machine that you've built, or it's something that you're wanting to do? I can't remember which one you said. So I'm wondering if we should square it before we do the top, or if we should do the top and then, like, does it matter? Starting strings tightening lightly. No, it looks like we should not be doing it until we do the other side. So I'm going to put this base here, then just flip this around like that, and we'll start rinsing and repeating. Well, we've made we've made more progress than last week, guys. So if nothing else, that feels good. We have a box, or you know, we're making progress on having a box. So. Erin came home from work last Wednesday. She always like hits me up. Usually, oh, come on. There's not one on the thread in. 1 second. She usually hits me up on lunch on Wednesdays and says like, have a nice stream, or hope stream's going good. And I had texted her last week and was like, it was all right. I think I said like verbatim that everything went wrong with the build, but chat was great. And she came home and asked me how it went. I like explained to her, I was like, well, I got the wrong parts and things were snapping, and huh, I think this is a bad, I think it might be a bad nut. These are the ones I got off Amazon for super cheap, so to have one bad one out of 50 is not probably unheard of. Let's swap it. Get out of here. All right. Let's try it again. Hey, Grumpy Face, how's it going? Comgrau has a laser engraver cover like the Wham Bam for printers. You can hook an exhaust up to it. Huh. Is it, so you say, is it a, when you're saying it's like the Wham Bam, does that mean it's sort of like that, like I would describe it as almost like a tent, like a pop-up type material where it's soft cloth, or cloth-like? Machine. Oh, I'm hoping to build a machine based on the milk crate, both cast iron based and a gantry made with jigsaw tables. Geez, that sounds intense. Like, what's your, I mean, I'm assuming then your end goal is probably to work maybe with lots of different things, but it sounds like you want to be able to do metals fairly well with a setup like that. Do you have a CNC currently? Or like, yeah, even like a 3018 or something like that you've played around with? Oh, okay, it's a grow tent, yeah. But does it have, so like, again, I know that it would, obviously, she's, Lisa's saying that has the option for, come on, screw. It has the option for vent holes, or like a vent hose, but is it clear, or does it have laser, like for a diode laser, cover on it, so that way you can look through it at the laser without needing to wear glasses? Yeah, this is super crooked, but it's fine. We're just getting everything in place, and then we'll square it, and then we'll be done with the frame, hopefully. Doing pretty good. Just got the replacement screen for the Photon Mono X. Oh, nice. Hopefully it's an easy fix. The Saturn was rough. I made a video on it. I mean, it wasn't exactly rough, but they just didn't have any good instructions, and the fact that they had like 3 different screen models that required different firmware to be flashed, like it was not a straightforward process. But I had to replace a couple of screens, mostly, honestly, from user error, something silly happening, than them running out of their life. Most of the time, it's a simple process. Is this one bad too, or am I just threading it at a freaking angle? Alright, let's try it one more time, and then I'll pop this nut out too. Yeah, I think it's actually another bad nut, maybe. Can I get it out? I'm missing a little bit of chat. Laser. Oh, sick. It does have laser cover. Nice. Aluminum mainly. I'm back and forth with getting a Saint Smart 3020 Pro Max. Rolling something custom and a bit more rigid. How much is the how much is that 3020? It looked, the video I saw that Chuck did on it, it looked pretty solid for, you know, for what it is. I was given the printer for free because my friend broke the screen and didn't want to fix it. Wow, that's a, that's a come up. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you said it was a Photon Mono X? Yeah, that's a sweet, shoot, that's a sweet deal. Okay, now I'm convinced that it's not the nut and it's actually me. I think that it's just not going in top down, and then I can't, I heard a donation, but I can't see it. DC, better roll-in fund. Wait, are you talking about, the knockoff spring nuts that I bought? Thanks, DC. I'm not convinced it's the actual roll-in nuts. It might be me. What was I doing? Yeah, the Mono 4K is sweet. I mean, saying that, I've only used the 6K, but like it's basically the same machine with a different screen. Thanks, DC. Okay, now it's threading in. Maybe the other ones weren't bad. It's just my inability to screw directly down into a part. All right, 3 screws left, guys, and then hopefully a fairly quick square, and then we're moving on to our first axis. Oh, wait, did you say, what did your tip say? Better roll and fun. No, I think you're talking about the nuts. For some reason, I was thinking maybe you were talking about the LGX Lite that I was talking about. You're running at least one of them, right, DC? Lisa, so now I'm missing another piece of this clone. It better work great when I'm done. I hope it's like the best printer ever when you're done with it. I mean, the Prusa MK3S Plus that I have has been an absolute beast. I mean, you know, there are 3 point something kilograms of PTG through it so far, with the only hiccups being some slight adhesion. But it was not, I wouldn't describe it as the printer's fault. It was setting related / speed related / dirty PEI. Like, I can't blame the actual printer for it. 500 for the 3020, give or take. Okay, that seems fair. Again, I need to watch the video again, but from the video I saw that Chuck did on it, it seemed like a pretty decent kit. Considering the price. Oh, dude, what is going on? We had no issues getting any of these in. Is that tight, or am I? Okay, that might actually be in all the way. Yeah, that's in all the way. I don't know what's going on. It's always the final. The final of everything is when things go wrong. When you say like, oh, I'm just gonna do one more or whatever. I was supposed to get 2 metal dowels. Only got 1. Had to shave down the one for the Y idler. Now I need one for the X idler. Interesting. It's really weird. I wonder, did you buy it from their official store, or was it from a third-party seller on AliExpress? Because like I haven't used any FiSec stuff, but like most of their stuff I've seen is at least decent. It just seems like there's so many things going wrong. I'm just wondering, like, is it an older kid? Is it someone reselling they're not really selling FiSec and it's like a clone of their clone? I don't know. Then could I buy the 6K? I don't think you can install the 6K onto the 4K screen. I'm not entirely sure whether it's a physical limitation or whether it's just the actual board that's in the machine is different. Like maybe the 6K board has a different LCD driver or just a different electronics. So I don't think there's an upgrade path. I just don't know what the limitation is, whether it's physical, that there's a slight footprint difference, or or whether it's like electronics related. I haven't looked into it enough. DC says, I'm running 2 LGXs and 1, oh shit. And as G Funny said, I am a fanboy. That was for the T-Nut Fund. Would have another LGX idea, if necessary. I think you just Discord messaged me, maybe, DC? I don't know. If I'll check after. Okay, so you are a fanboy. Have you ran any of them, G Funny, or no? I've only heard good things about them. Like, I mean, everybody that's used them is like raving about them, and I'm like, why do I not have one? I think part of it is though, like, you know, I'm not really having, like most of the machines here, I'm pretty happy with. The Ender 7 is like the current one that's a candidate where I'm just like, this thing is unusable with its current, oh, come on, last. I think I got it, yeah. Okay, so now we definitely need to square it because it's both loose and not square. It's got the wobbles. Wait, it shouldn't really have wobbles, should it? Huh, this will be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of time to square things up. I see why it has the wobble. Something came loose. Yeah, this came loose. So we'll get the frame squared away here. I'm gonna take let's take like a fiver. I don't have my stool over here, so we'll stand. Let's go back to this cam for a sec. Oh, what time is it? Oh my God, it's 1:40. So Aaron will be home. I could, oh, damn. I think I could stream till 2:30. Our appointment's not till 4. And it's not super far away, but I think I said I wanted to get going in a bit. So I think I could stream till 2:30 because I would love to get one of the axes done. Oh wow, G20 has 4 of them. Okay, so they've got both DC and your seal of approval, clearly. Only has linear rails on the most visible axis. Oh, it doesn't have linear rails, that CNC on all of them? I thought it had X, Y, and Z. I know I saw it because Nero did a CNC build the other day on stream, which I think was a SaneSmart, or maybe it was a Gemitsu. And it was all aluminum except for the actual clamping mechanism for the tool head, or the Z-axis. And so when he was doing it, he was showing that there was quite a bit of chatter or vibration. So it's kind of unfortunate that they went with aluminum for just about everything, but the actual portion that's holding the tool head, or the, it's not a router, it's a spindle, is made of plastic because they did 90% of the job. But at least if somebody wants to manufacture those, I'm sure there would be a demand for them to upgrade the mounting solution to aluminum. I thought it was their store. It probably was their store, Lisa. By any chance, have you been in touch with them at all throughout this experience you've had, or no? Yeah, the 6K screen is bigger. I just don't know. It's a very slight difference in size. Let me see here. There's a blog I saw of someone that had compared the two. Maybe it's here. Differences. Build volume. Yeah, the difference is what. So the 6K has a build volume of 197 by 122.8 versus 192 by 120. So we're talking 5 mil in one direction and 2.8 mil in the other. So that's it's so small that I'm not actually sure if the mounting points are different, or if there's just a part that needs to be added or removed to get those extra couple millimeters down there. But again, I don't if you don't try it, and I didn't approve it as far as saying that it's gonna work, because I have no idea. I have never used the 4K, but I have a hard time thinking that they because they're not stopping selling the 4K. I have a hard time thinking that they want to manufacture 2 different chassis if they didn't have to. And those are so close, I would think there would be some kind of an adapter they're using. 3020 has linear on the X. Oh, so weird. I mean, to be fair though, a lot of 3D printers are doing that too. This We Do up here uses a linear rail for the X-axis, yet the Y-axis is using V-slot wheels. I feel like I've got something else around here. Maybe not, but yeah, it's not that uncommon. But on a CNC machine especially, I would want, if I had the choice, I would want that rigidity on all the axes, since there's so much more force happening with subtractive versus additive. And all those CNCs have some limitations, which is why the open source builds are more interesting. There has yet to be an Ender. Gotcha. I mean, to be fair though, with that statement, like the Ender, like just assuming you're talking about the Ender 3, it certainly has its limitations too, right? Like, I mean, it's not a speed demon. It can't print with all the materials because of the non-all metal hot end. The extruder is just okay. Like, but I mean, the printer can print well. Like if you said, hey, I just want to print PLA and not have to tinker really, like it'll do a really good job. But you know, it's still not like great, unless maybe you're saying that with like, oh, maybe I'm misinterpreting that. Maybe you're saying that like the Ender has so many mods that you can make it great, while with a lot of the other CNC machines, there's not like a huge community behind one of them that like they're deciding this is the one that we're going to do all these hacks to. Maybe that's what you're saying. I might have misunderstood. I'm leaving feedback now. I tried contacting them through AliExpress, but they never answered. Oh, you know what though, Lisa? They've been on Chinese New Year for like 2 weeks. I think they just got back, if I'm not mistaken. And I was told that like leading up to it, it's rough to get a hold of people. And even when they come back, it's rough because there's such a backlog for them to get through. So not trying to, you know, fully give them an excuse, but it definitely could be part of the reason, right? Okay, so I'm going to I think I've got a one size bigger machinist level or square. Let's see. Yeah, this is one size up. Ew, it's really greasy though. I've never opened it. Ew. Yeah, that could be the reason why. Again, I'm not, you know, not trying to make excuses, but if there was an excuse, that is like, there's nothing happening for, you know, that period of time. So it would be a possible excuse. Okay, so now I'm just going to basically loosen these two screws so that way I can slide it that way. And then this one. Probably my least favorite part is squaring. I mean, I get that it's super important. I'm not trying to discredit the importance of having a square frame. Just the slightest bit of wobble. I'll start with these. I feel like it's almost easier to get on eye level with it. It's definitely awkward, super awkward. Sorry about that, chat. Hey, I think I figured out, let me see if I push this. Okay. just not doing a good job of squaring it. Let's try it one more time. I will very much so be looking forward to, there we go, that should have done it. Yes, yes. Ooh, seems like it got rid of the majority of the wobble too. Okay, so I believe these are the two that we've done. This one. I'm gonna focus on this, chat, just for a few, so I can try to knock it out, because this isn't super fun, and I also think it's not the most fun to watch. So I'd love to get it done. That was me being. Why did I do that? Yeah, it's just like, ugh. Okay, that looks good. Let's get this side. It's like, I want it tight enough. No, but then the second I loosen it, so when I get one side, then the other side, like since there's two sides that need to be squared on each of these, then the other side seems to go out of squareness. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna do my best. That's all I can do. I mean, that is the tiniest bit of... All right, this should be the last two. Pretty damn square to me. All right, let's flip it and do the other side. I'm just gonna loosen all of them at the same time. All right. No! Screwdriver down. Okay. I think that, why am I using the tiny one? I think having a bigger one would be easier to square. Sorry. There we go. All right, that one's good. Ooh, ooh, the wobble is gone. No more wobble. Did you happen to measure the extrusions? Wonder. Oh God, I didn't. I I should have. It's funny. So I actually watched Nero's video on squaring the frames because it's not really something I've had to do or consider much prior to building Vorons and such. Like, not that there's not been times I should have done it, but like I just haven't. But now it's something I'm obviously thinking about a bit more. And that was one of the things that he mentioned was measuring the frames. I will say that like the frames were the one thing that I didn't cheap out on. They're from Misumi directly. So I'm hoping that they are to spec. But yeah, that's a great question. I should have. But yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, it's totally possible that it could be off even just a hair. I don't know how, like, I know that, you know, again, having a square frame is obviously important, but because this is a small laser engraver, I'm wondering if it's as huge of a deal. Maybe it is, I don't know. I know it stresses it in the guide. No wobble seems like a good sign. It's likely because anything with rigidity is expensive to ship. I mean, the CNC that just works for aluminum, the way an Ender, it just works for PLA. Oh, yeah, that would be amazing. New lasers are coming out every day, but CNC doesn't seem to have the same improvement cycle. Yeah, it seems like I'm really feeling that diode lasers right now are going in a very similar path to how I saw 3D printing take off. It just seems to be a lot of releases, a lot of hype around them, which is sick. That's, you know, a space that, I mean, I work in now, but like it's a space I think is awesome. So I'm happy to see that evolving as well. But yeah, I tend to agree that I don't see very many developments, at least in hobby level CNC. And again, like hobby level CNC could range like, I'm sure some people would consider like, you know, an X-Carve or a Shapeoko to be what they consider budget hobby level, but you know, those can still be a couple $1,000s, which could be a lot, you know. I mean, shit, that is a lot. But I think it's a lot harder to justify purchasing one of those machines because of the price point, unless you're planning on using it to make some money. But if you just want it as like this fun thing, then I think it might be a little bit more difficult to justify versus a couple $100 3D printer or, you know, a couple $100 engraver. I think that's the third one, right? So we got one left. I'm not feeling any wobble, so this makes me happy. Camgrow have the Robo out? Is that the one that the Nero just did? I couldn't remember if it was Camgrow or what it was. Actually, I think I need to do this side first. Oh, of course, now that I'm doing the last one, we can bring back the wobble. Well, that one's definitely not square, I can see it. So that's probably why. All right, I'm gonna spend another 60 seconds on this last one before we move on, but I wanna see if I can get rid of the wobble because there was no wobble before I started trying to square this one. That looks square to me, man. It looks really good. Oh, there's no wobble. Yes. Okay, but I don't think that's how it goes. I think it goes like this. And there's wobble that way. So the only thing that could make wobble that way would be not those pieces, but the bottom pieces. I'm pretty sure I thought I had seen one that had slid. Oh, he just unboxed it? I thought he did a full build, or not a full build, but like I saw him mill out acrylic on stream the other day. So I think wait, so these are the pieces that we originally did, and these have no slop at all. These are perfect. It's this side. I'm wondering if almost wondering. Oh yeah, he did an unboxing. Okay, yeah, that's what I saw then. I'm a little bit torn in this exact moment. Start by resting the frame on any of the sides with the 2040 extrusions. Yeah, that's not square. Start by resting for extrusions and making sure that it can be pressed flat against the work surface without any wobble. Also check that all the side corners are square. Tighten all bolts on the side. Flip the frame 180. Flip the frame 90 and square. Tighten all belts. Flip 240 side. So I'm thinking I'm going to loosen and sort of just press down against the marble since that should be pretty flat on some of these parts. Like I felt that drop. So let's see if I just do that. You know what, let's do crisscross so that way we're well, that definitely worked. I mean, there's a hair. Let's see this last corner. I mean, I'm gonna say that's damn near perfect. I'm gonna flip it and do the same thing the other side. Let's see how this side's doing. That side's doing better too. Crisscross. I don't. I have very, very little. That would be really nice. Instead of having to push down, it's kind of sucking on my arm. But we're nearly there. I think this last corner, and I think we're good. He just got tweezers. DC's not wrong. G Funny and Pi just sent me tweezers, so steel plate's next on my list. That's so funny. Now that some of these are freaking loose again. Oh, now it seems fine again. What the hell? I'm glad I decided to go around and clamp everything, because it appears that there was at least one screw that I had not touched at all. Okay, all right, all right. Look at that, listen to that. Hear that? Nope, you don't, because there's no sound because there's no wobble. All right, that side has a hair. A hair. That side's a teeny tiny bit. That side's pretty much perfect. That side's beautiful. Tiny bit on that side now. I think that it's partly of it is echoing a hair because we're on freaking marble, right? Like marble, like any sound is super loud. So I think that it's so microscopic now that we're fine. We're fine. All right, let's move on to the next thing. I wanna get an axis going. An axis. I wonder if there would be a market for extrusion alignment clamps. Similar to Fireball Tools welding squares. There are some for woodworking. Yeah, if you make a way to easily align extrusions, please sign us up. They probably have something that would work at Woodcraft. Okay, let's do share screen really quick here. What time is it right now? Okay, oh shit, it's 2:09. I've got like 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna do it, it'll be all right. Yeah, we got 20 minutes. Okay, so we're done with this. Woot, that's one nice looking aluminum cube. All right, x-axis. This is where our next set of trouble had started last time. Okay, I'm gonna move the extrusion, let's put it on my desk. I might play around with the frame off stream. We'll see, I don't know. Now that I'm focused on it. Okay, so components. I reprinted everything so they actually look just like those. There's one of them. There's two of them. And we need 4 bearings. Oh, my knees. Oh, cool, I still have the belt that we started last week. Bearings are right here, and then what do we need? Just regular nuts. Where are the nuts? These look like, nope, those look like screws. Those look like screws. Oh, come on. I think I've grabbed everything but the nuts. Screws, 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 nuts. Yes! All right. So we need 5 of one thing and 2 of another. We need 5 M3 by 20s, which are, these are 30s, M3 by 14s. We need that? Yeah, we do 2 of those. Cool. M3 by 14s. I think Aaron just got home. M3 by, what did I say, 20? These are 10s. Those are 30s, 30s, 25s. Oh. I know that I have them because we started building last week. What is this? These are M5s. Oh, we also need some of these, right? 2 smooth rods? Yeah. All right, I'm not saying that I lost them. I'm also not seeing them. What gives? All right, let's go back to side cam. Hey, how's it going, Ed? Hey, a bot. No, I don't think it was her. She would have probably been in by now. Okay, so we got M3 by 25s. M5 by 8s. Why do I even have those out? Or M3, so 10, 14, 30, 20. Ah, wait, is that 20? Yeah, it is the Sharpie. That's what, I had them out all along. It was the Sharpie. I'll confirm it, but I'm pretty sure that this is 20 mil. Yep, 20 mil, okay. I can't tell if the camera, okay, sweet. So we need 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we need 2 of the M3 by 14s. That should be all the hardware we need for this step. Okay, let's move this, move this, move this. Don't need you. And then the nuts. How many of these we need? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So I remember from last time that these need to go. Oh, that's right. So the belt needs to go first in here. Like that. Okay. Looks good. Then the next step is to put 2 of the bearings in. Peanut butter and jelly. I'm actually making dinner tonight. We were going through the freezer and realized that we purchased salmon September of 2021 and lost it in our freezer. I guess I only go in the freezer to get like frozen burritos or something else. So I'm gonna make salmon and rice pilaf for dinner once we get back later on. Okay, so we've got the bearings in, and then we need to insert. I feel like, yeah, there needs to be nuts. They slide in here, so. Huh. Oh, there we go. Wait, what? You were hard to get in there, and then you popped right out. Oh, come on. You know what? This might be, we'll see. Let's say this might be a good time to bust out those tweezers. I think she's here. This time I really think she's here. I can always hear the car pulling up. All right, so insert one of the belts, we did. Insert the bearings, we did. Insert an M3 nut into the 5 recesses, we did. Insert each of the, oh, and then a bolt in the hole and tighten. Okay, so yeah, we're going to, cover on. Yes, it's way easier now. Like the tolerances were really jacked up on all of the other PLA parts I'd printed. So, so we need a 20. So 1. I don't understand how the tolerances were so jacked up considering it was PLA, but the PETG just, I mean, I'm sure the flex is helping a little bit, but it's just having a much easier time fitting. Get in there, there we go. She's here. Hi. I told stream that we would end in 13 minutes.
Okay.
All right, we're trying to get this last part done.
Hi, sweet girl.
We've actually made some progress. Check it out. So the frame, this is what we pretty much spent 2 hours doing.
Nice.
The frame.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not square though. So, or not perfectly square. So later on, I'm probably gonna spend some more time on it. But we at least made good progress, which is awesome. So next week we'll hopefully get all of the gantries done and do some of the wiring maybe, and then maybe a final stream, which will be just like firmware and actually using it.
Hey, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing?
He's a thick boy. All right.
Oh, no, just my hair.
Spiderweb?
Nope, just my hair.
Oh. Okay, this is night and day better. I don't know who saw last week, but so there's a slight hairline gap between where these two parts meet, but that's completely fine. But the beautiful thing is it took way less force for me to get these two parts to clamp down. And we also don't see the nut trying to tear through the plastic part. So I think PTG was a great option. And yeah, super happy. So these are all printed out on the Prusa Mini, and it did a really nice job. Chat says hi.
Hi, buddy.
She says hi, everybody. Yeah, that went way better. Should we try to get the next piece? Let's see. Insert. Okay, we did that. Insert a M3x14 into each of the rod compression clamps. Oh, okay. So we need to go like this. Excuse you.
Sorry.
All right. So this needs to go like this. Ah, yes. Oh, and then it looks like, is this one just, well, this one doesn't stop there, but I think that you're supposed to clamp it there. There's no more music.
Pitch the salmon and take Erin out to dinner. This is a special day.
What is it? Oh my gosh. Pie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, babe.
Yep.
So I said, everyone always jokes about, because I talk about food a lot, and like that we've been eating like peanut butter and jellies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I said for dinner I was gonna make salmon, but Pi tipped us 30 and said to go out for dinner.
Nice. Thank you.
So
That's super sweet. Can they hear me?
yeah, probably through my headset.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pi. And then also, G Funny tipped us 20 for a beer each.
Thank you so much. It's definitely needed. Getting off of work. It was a little frustrating on my last hour. I was on back pay, so yeah.
I told them that we were going to get our marriage license.
Get
Yeah.
our marriage license.
Yeah.
I know. Everyone at my work knows.
Thank you, Pi. That's awesome of you. Appreciate it. All right. I don't want to over clamp these because I'm scared.
I'm gonna give you this drink.
What is it?
My little concoction.
Perfect. All right, I think that these are good. Cool, thank you.
A lemonade.
Yo.
Let me know if it's too sweet. It was really sweet for me, but I added some water.
No, it tastes good.
Okay, good.
Tastes great.
A little bit of tea, a little splash of tea.
All right.
Can you, or do you want to before I go to the bedroom?
You go to the bedroom. I'm gonna again. The stream's ending in 8 minutes, and I'm probably gonna hop in the shower before we take off. Just really quick. Well, this looks perfect. I don't know. So like this smooth rod ends where the plastic part starts. Like it can't go beyond it. So I know that it needs to be flush with that, but this one has the possibility of going further. So I just assumed it needed to be flush because that's where this one would be. So I'm gonna leave it like that. If we need to adjust it later, it's just one screw going into a nut. So it's easy to adjust. I'm not super concerned. Erin's so cute. She definitely is excited about picking it up. Yeah, she's she she definitely out of us is like the way more well, I'd say like way more emotional, but also like way more vocal. Like I talk a lot, but she expresses a lot, like her excitement and things like that. So um yeah, she's excited. We're both excited, but she's she definitely shows it more externally. Okay, so we've got 6 minutes left. Let me see what the next thing looks like really quick here. Wow, can we do this? Okay, we can totally do this last part. Let's finish up the X motor mount. So next thing I need to do is just slide.
Join the dinner and license fund. Congratulations.
Who's that? DC, I have to join the dinner and license fund. Congratulations. You guys are awesome. Thank everybody. People that hung out, people that tipped, anybody at all. Thank you guys so much. So thank you very much, DC. We will pick somewhere, probably maybe somewhere new. I don't know. Since we're only going to be here for another 6 months, might as well try some of the local places. So thank you very much. You guys are awesome. All right, we're gonna finish the X-axis though. And then I'm gonna hop in the shower. Okay, so we need to slide on 2 of these bearings. Okay, one. Well, let me try to do it carefully. No balls pop out. Cool. There we go. And the other one too. No friction. Easy peasy. Okay. That was that, and then. Okay, we did that. Slide 1 bearing on each of the rods. Okay, more printed parts. We need, I'll show you guys this real quick. Why not? It is so quiet without music playing in my ear, but it's okay. All right, we got 3 printed parts. This will be good prep for, doing the switch wire in a couple weeks here. Where's the last one? There it is. Okay, so we've got 3 PTG parts. We need 8 nuts. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think my counting's off. Yeah, that was. All right, there we go. Okay, so we've got that. We need 2 more bearings. Perfect. Yeah, we should definitely be able to finish the rest of the axes. If I don't get a chance beforehand, we might have to solder on stream. The PCB has all the I'm gonna try to do it off stream. I get so distracted. I don't want to damage the one board that I have, and it's not a board that you can easily get. Let me see here. And then we need, 1 second here. Okay, so 4 of the M3x20s, which we should have, the one with the terrible Sharpie on the bag. Oh, come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is power building now. I want to get at least this last little part done, which is what we were supposed to get done last week. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna go back to side view because I think that's probably the best view right now. Go a little bit smaller on that. Okay, cool. We got all the parts out. Now it says to insert 2 bearings into this guy right here. Yep, slide in. They just fit better in the PTG parts. I think part of it was the PTG and part of it was the other Prusa Mini had issues that I rebuilt, which I think I mentioned. Insert M3 nut into the recesses. So just like the other part, there's a little slot here. Being difficult. Okay. 1 into here. Perfect. Oh, come on. It looks, Not that I didn't like the gray that we had printed the PLA in before, but the orange looks really nice. And the acrylic is also orange. So, like, I mean, you could, well, I guess you can't see it in this photo, but take my word for it, it's gonna look nice. Insert an M3 nut and then an M3 bolt into each hole and tighten. Okay, so we are clamping this down. This one might be a little bit tougher. I don't think it'll be as bad as the PLA, but I think it'll be a little bit tougher. Just because it's not as big of the area for the part isn't as big, so it's more of a kind of aggressive bend, if you will. Ooh. It's quiet. We put music back on. I lied. I should have just gone right back to music. Come on. We got to end it on our classic 8-bit. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do at all. That's what I wanted to do. Just watching TV and laughing. Yep. No! The freaking nut popped out. Come on. So I can unthread it. There we go. Use my thumb to hold it in place, and we are good. All right, let's see how tight we can get this part without screwing up, without damaging the part. I think that's about as tight as I'm willing to go. Yeah. Maybe this way I can get a couple more turns. Yeah, there's definitely a bit of a gap, but I'm playing with fire right now. Okay, I think we're good. There's a little bit of a gap still, but it's not nearly as aggressive as last week, and I'm scared to go anymore. I'm worried about blowing out the part, and there's no need. There's no need. Okay, so now it says take the Y. Let me see, so we've done that. Oh, interesting. This part actually goes on to here like this. Maybe? Goofball. Alright. Cool. Alright, we got that on. Alright, final part. So it looks like this part. That looks good. Oh. All right. Weird to me that wouldn't be on bearings though. Let's see. Slide. Take the wire. Something to slide it over the, leaving about 25 millimeters protruding. Do not add the bolts and tighten this assembly yet. Flush. Okay, so this looks fine. Definitely not going to over tighten this part. I think that's probably plenty. And this one. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay, the last thing to do, this looks like it's saying it needs to be pressed up all the way against this part, which it is already, completely. So all that's left to do on this is to clamp it. Yeah, so this will be our last little thing we're doing, this clamp. So that way, I'm pretty sure this is the entire x-axis, so we can come back next week and I'll make sure the frame is as good as I can get it. It's a little bit frustrating, but yeah, I'll try to, I'll see if I can get as many sides to not wobble as possible. I thought I had it good, but I'm not sold anymore. Okay, that seems like plenty of clamping force. Yep, that seems good. All right, yeah, look at that. We got an x-axis. I think that's the end of this, oh no, next is, I lied. We have to do the carriage next, but we'll wait on the carriage. Well, this the last thing we gotta do is the carriage for these two bearings that are floating around. But this is basically what I wanted to get done last week, and so we were able to accomplish it today, which just feels really good. And it was not super difficult. I guess we'll see. Once I got the frame squared, I guess I can fully say that. But yeah, I think we'll end it on this note. Let's quickly look at what's left. So, I mean, a lot is left. So there is, oh, this was the y-axis. I'm incorrect. It was the y. Oh, and then the X motor mount. Wait, maybe. Either way, X-axis assembly. So we're nearly done with this. We got all the way down to here, which this is just the final little part. And then we've got the y-axis, which we will definitely finish next week. Easy peasy. Motors and belts we should be able to get mounted. Oops. Next week as well. I think that's all fine tensioning. Yeah, I think we'll get through all of the hardware next week, with the exception of the actual enclosure, because the enclosure comes after you've wired up everything and done the firmware, just to make sure everything's working correctly and easily accessible. So there's basically just the wiring, then mounting the controller, doing the firmware, which that'll take me a while just because I'm not a laser expert and, well, at least not a laser like wiring expert in terms of how to configure everything. I haven't really configured GRBL firmware, but I know that there's like a config file for this, so it might be really simple. I don't know. So, but yeah, I think on that note, we'll end today's stream. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Again, it was definitely, let me turn off the music. It's a little too loud. Definitely awesome. We made a ton of progress, and after last week's sort of anticlimactic stream, it was definitely nice to, make some good progress on this. So thank you everyone that came and hung out. Thank you everyone that commented, everybody that usually hangs out, everyone, Patreon supporters, everyone that tipped. You guys are absolutely awesome. I appreciate you guys supporting what I do. And I will, when we get back, I will take a photo of this and then get next week's stream posted. So that way, if anyone wants to set a reminder, you can. And hi.
I just want to say thank you again.
Oh.
That was really nice.
Aaron's saying thank you again. Yeah, thank you everybody that came and hung out and again donated. We're gonna grab a drink and a bite to eat after we go get our marriage license. So, all right, everyone, I'll talk to you guys later on. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you guys next